Law Nation. Be sure on your way in to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune into this pregame sports talk and beyond. Shout out to all of the HBOs, the SGs that's in the house. That's the Share Gang notification. SWAT up. Come on. It's a tight one. Cowboys must stand tall, right? Not short. Every game is an essential game. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's game day, baby. Come on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. What's up, everybody? I hope all is well. The Cowboys 6-3. We're playing against the 8-1 Vikings. Right now, it appears that if I look at the score sheet of what's games that's going on right now, if I look at the Eagles, they're down by 3. It's 10-13 versus the Colts. Also, if we look at the Lions versus the Giants, they're 24-6. So it looks like the Lions may pull this one off if they continue to stay afloat of things. And then the Commanders, they are 20-3 against the Texans. So football is a cycling process. Football also is a week-to-week process. Football is also any given Sunday. So when we look at all of that, the Giants are losing, right? The Eagles are losing, and the Washington team is winning. And it appears that the Eagles found their stride. They may come back to win this game against the Colts, but neither here nor there. The Cowboys facing the 8-1 Vikings. The Cowboys need to get things going in the right direction this game. Coming off of an emotional loss last week, and now they're facing a team that they need to spring ahead, because if not, then everybody else in this particular division can jump. So the Cowboys should be locked, loaded, and ready. Let me give you guys the inactives list so that we can make sure that we on the same page. Terrell Basham, who fought like you know what to get out there, he's out. Quentin Bohanna, he's out. Marquise Bell, he's out. Will Greer, he's out. Nashawn Wright, he's continually being out of these games. And the opposition, their defensive edge guy, Easy, I think that's how they say his name, he's out. Chris Reed, he's out. The guard, the Dalvin Thomason, the big boy down inside, defensive tackle, he's out. Luigi Valin, however you say that man's name, the linebacker, he's out. And, of course, those are the guys that's out for the Vikings. Now that we got that out the way, Cowboy Nation, this particular team, when we look at it, like I said, we went over this before, we averaged right at 23.4 points a game, right? The Vikings right at 25.1. Yards or points allowed, I meant to say, is 18, and then they allowed 21. We're looking to get back to averaging right at 30 points a game, and this will be the game that we can really cement and put our name out there that we are the real ones, especially if you travel on the road. Keep in mind, Cowboy Nation, we are about to go into this stretch of 3 games in 12 days. So we got to get locked, loaded into this, and this will be the meat of our schedule right now because of the game so close back to back. So we need to figure out ways to get things going in the right direction. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Vikings game will be kicked off in about 45 to maybe 50 minutes from here. Here's the thing, but 3 back-to-back home games. The home games is sufficient for us, and that's one of the things that I really praise the schedule makers in this stretch by giving us finally grace and mercy by showcasing us 3 games at home versus being on the road or mixing them up. So that's wonderful, man. I really appreciate the schedule makers for that. And I think that if we can just catch fire right now in between these 2 time frames here, then the Cowboys can be very much in the right footing for everything. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Appreciate you so much. Shout out to everybody who tuned in last night, me and the Purple Talk, Shout out to him. Be sure to check out his YouTube page and everything. Only difference is win-loss ratio. Yeah, shout out to you, King. Okay, there you go. I'm seeing the game right now. It appears if the Colts go down here and score a tub, it'll put very much a lot of life into that particular organization and especially on their defense there. Let's listen into them right quick. Hold on. Bear with me, Cowboy Nation, while I build a plane while it's in the air. Appreciate y'all, man, so much for tuning in to the nation. Jay Worthy, what's good? Let's go, Detroit.
Okay, so look for most of it, but not exclusively. One other thing here about what's going to happen at cornerback.
Yeah, hear the audio?
The good news is that Anthony Brown, the other starting cornerback, along with Trayvon Diggs, is active and will play today. Of course, he suffered the concussion with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter against Green Bay last Sunday and missed the entire second half of the game and part of the second quarter. He is active today, but here's the thing. With him being in concussion protocol and limited in practice on Wednesday and Thursday, plus remember the Cowboys didn't have a full practice on Wednesday. There was more of a walkthrough, and that's because Coach McCarthy is trying to handle the workload with these 3 games in 12 days and the Thanksgiving Day game coming up, so they pulled back with practice on Wednesday. So with all of that in mind, as it pertains to Anthony Brown at cornerback, look for Kelvin Joseph to get at least a few rotations in. Look for Joseph to take a few series, maybe 4 or 5. So there'll be a little bit of a rotation at cornerback, but that is by design. And again, it has to go with Anthony not getting a full load of practice this past week.
Wow, that's interesting stuff right there. How about that? The Diggs news is outstanding. That's why she's the best in the business. Christy Scales, Cowboys sideline reporter, with us here on the official pregame show of the Dallas Cowboys, brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better lives.
Papa John. All right, so let me give you guys my thoughts on this altogether. I don't like rotating DBs. DBs get a certain vibe or a feel of the game. They get release points that they get accustomed to. And what you don't want is hot and cold DBs. You don't want to rotate your defensive backs in the game because of the flow, because of the vibes of how that thing goes. So if Anthony Brown would be the guy that's going to rotate in, I would say this: if he didn't do a lot of practice work, and then you're going to throw him out there against Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen or Osborne or whoever else they got out there, there could be some situations that you may have the speed of the game to hurt him. And I get it. A lot of people will look at it like, well, he's going to be fresh. Well, football really don't work that way, y'all, especially on the defensive back side of it. So we will see, man. Let's go. Let's see what's going on with this one.
The team a little bit, or was it Bohanna just the? Okay, so
no, they've been dealing with it. So, for example, Brian Anger, your punter,
was
not able to practice on Friday,
AJ
but
Brown
he's out here.
fumbled.
The specialists are out here right now. Brian Anger is out
Coach
here.
ball.
He's active and will play today. But yeah, and some of the coaching staff, they've been. Yeah, it's just been. Actually, it's hit most of the star. Honestly, it seems like.
Yeah, it's hitting all over the Metroplex. We've been feeling it for sure. Well, Christy, you stay warm over there in Minnesota, and we look forward to catching up with you next hour.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
No problem. There she goes, Cowboys sideline reporter Christy Scales, 1/3 of the broadcast team with Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg. Of course, we will hear from Brad Sham coming up as we go inside the booth, but of course he will have his exclusive one-on-one just moments before the game with head coach Mike McCarthy as well for today's Coach's Corner. So much to bring you still to come here on the official pregame show. It is going to be Brad Sham. It is going to be...
All right, so y'all let me know when they come back on that one. All right, so my thoughts of it, this team, AB don't get burnt today. Yeah, Akeem, yeah, we all hope that. And and it's the winding minutes of this game. I seen earlier today that, it's a little chippy. It's a little chippy game right now, the Colts versus the Eagles. And what we want to do is we are pretty much if the 2 games behind the Eagles, right? Or 3, two. So what we want ultimately is the Eagles to lose, right, basically, so that we can catch up. But we got to stay focused on our own race because we got to win. We got to win today, and it's a much-needed game. And the season is still long. Also, in other news, deep ball on the sideline. Did he get 2 feet in? No. But in other news, I truly believe that – let me see if I got it right here. I think I do. Yeah, I do. Let me refresh. This was the news that was earlier this morning about Odell Beckham. Free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham plans to visit the Cowboys Giants, and that's after Thanksgiving. And the Cowboys play the Giants on Thanksgiving, so we all know what that's all about, right? He's trying to figure out which team he's going to go to. And I guess he must have gave the Cowboys the green light, right? And he must gave the Giants the green light to have these type of visits, because if they're not interested, then they wouldn't pay the money, right? So in some shape, form, or fashion, we don't know the money. We can only speculate, and we can say that it's around the Michael Gallup's type of price tag there. But in actuality, I'm kind of burnt out of this Odell Beckham sweepstake thing. I truly want this Cowboys team to stay locked in and focused, and I'm not saying that they're not, but at this point, it becomes counterproductive when you keep dragging out a situation and scenario. And I was going to talk about it earlier this morning, but it was just news just to be news right this way. Shout out to you, Big Dial. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. We got a super chat. Appreciate you for your support and your adulations for the channel. Java says, Law, I got a comment from you that I won a prize. How do I claim it? Let's go Cowboys. There are a lot of bots out there, and I would never reach out to anyone via the comments only. So be in mind that there are bots out there that's trying to steal your information and all of your thoughts of this particular game and things like that. So be mindful of those bots. Double check. If you don't see my name right attached to it, I would never tell anyone to go to alternate websites or what have you to claim your prize. And due to those bots right there, I'm going to stop giving away gifts because of the fact that the bots had figured out ways to reach out to other people cross platforms. And I had someone who actually sent money to the bots, like $200, right? Law don't want your money. And trust me, I would never have you guys to send me money so that I can give you money or give you prizes. So just be careful out there. And I appreciate you for your support. So just keep in mind there are a lot of bots out there, and be mindful of that I would not reach out to you and tell you to send me money so that I can send you a gift. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you, Java, though. But if you guys can, refrain from entertaining those bots. If you see them talking about go to here, go to there, don't trust those people, man, or those bots. And especially they're on multiple outlets. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. So just be mindful of that. And I appreciate you guys so much for jumping in. And I hope you didn't send no money to them, man. No, let's go. James Hard, appreciate you. He says the Cowboys finna lose. Well, who's your team? You know what I'm saying? Who's your team, James Hard? He goes deep with a wobbly ball. And he catches it all to the one. Oh, my goodness. The guy by the name of Campbell. It's about to go down. The Eagles, I may get a Monty moment today, baby. 6 minutes left on the clock. And now the Colts, if they score a touchdown, they can do the clock eatery right now, and it's crazy. So Jeff Saturday And this is an important game to watch, too, if you ever pay attention to the Colts, because we got to play them down the line. And first and goal, and let's say if they smash it in, smash mouth football time. Yup. Time is on their side. If you doubt, get out. PVO, positive vibes only. I feel you. Lord, there are too many bots. Yeah. It's about that. They're bots. But Jessica, you can't tell them all to get out. Even Thomas doubted. You know what I'm saying? Thomas even doubted. He had to feel the hands. So we can't put everybody into your state of frame of mind, because there will be people that will doubt. There will be people who will be upset about this and that, and we can't change it. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. All right? Hey, you should have gave it to number 11. Give it to number 11. What you doing, Ryan? The pass incomplete. Eagles about to go down. This is from Mark Buddha. Appreciate you. Buddha lover. Stokes, what's good? No hate, this Cowboys Nation. I'm a proud Chief fan saying that's y'all going to lose. Why you here, James Hard? Come on, man, watch your Chiefs. Let me see what the Chiefs doing. Your Chiefs must be doing pretty good, though, right? Let me see what the Chiefs doing. Did they play already, or are they going to play a little later on? Or this day off week? Let me see what the Chiefs said. The Chiefs. Well, okay, they play tonight. Man, what the world are they doing? All right, so he pretty much took a horrible sack. But the clock is tick, 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 ticking. They can go up by 6 if they kick a field goal and make it, and still make it as if, though, the Eagles must score a touchdown. Let's see. Yeah, it was a cheap face mask, but it's not enough to call it. So for right now, it is what it is. And the Colts, what they saying? They gave him the face mask? What they do? Oh, they went for it on 4th down. Huh. What down and out this is? 4th and goal. Okay. Let's see if they're going to make it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Cowboys game is right around the corner, and we're going to get things going. Giants, yeah, they didn't call the face mask. Okay. Well, Boomer Soomer, what's good with you? I tell you what, this game going to come down to the wire. 16-10, he made the kick. So, all right, there's going to be a situation there. Cowboy Nation, let's listen back to 105.
Well, it's, we've talked about with guys like Golston. Golston was inactive last week. They went with Basham over him, and so you're in a situation where, yeah, go ahead. Here's a guy that has length. He has upper body power. I feel like that he's kind of a clone coming out of Iowa. He was a little bit of a clone of what you had with Tank. Maybe not with the explosiveness, but yeah, this is going to fall on those guys to have to make some plays, in the running game. If in this game, if all of a sudden that you see that Diggs starts to be a little bit more aggressive, the corners start to be a little bit more aggressive, come up and fill on the edge, don't let the ball get to the outside.
No doubt.
That will be a very good sign for this football team. It's going to be about them being able to have some good fits, play your assignment, and finish some plays.
And we just got word from Christy Scales that it looks like Trayvon Diggs is going to do a fair amount of traveling today with star wide receiver Justin Jefferson. Is that the right move in your mind?
Oh, absolutely it is. I mean, and Christy was very much about, hey, it's not going to be all the time, but you will see that happen. I think that's good. I think that's a good play for the Cowboys. If I'm the Cowboys, I kind of say, hey, find a way. If you're going to beat me with my best player, playing in the game.
Right.
We all look for matchups. We all, say, hey, this is an opportunity. That's an opportunity. For the Cowboys, Dan Quinn, I think Dan Quinn's very smart. I don't see him just going down the tubes, just saying, okay, well, I'm just going to, play this thing straight up and hope for the best. This is going to be about finding a way to make some plays on defense, and if it means traveling Diggs with Jefferson, because we all know when Cousins faces pressure, he is going to throw the ball to to Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, numbers. I'm not a huge numbers guy, but if you tell me 38% of the time when a quarterback's pressured, he's going to one guy, I'm going to try and cover that one guy.
Especially when that guy's on pace for over 2,000 yards this year, like Justin Jefferson is. You mentioned the word opportunity. The Cowboys have a great one today with the Giants trailing in the fourth quarter to the Lions and the Eagles trailing right now in Indy versus Jeff Saturday and the Colts. Opportunity is there for the taking, and now it is time to go to U.S. Bank Stadium, and let's get the Coach's Corner, Brad Sham's exclusive one-on-one with head coach Mike McCarthy. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
SeatGeek has.
All right, so while they pull that up, the Cowboys, they got to control the TOP. If they control the time of possession, run the ball, get back to the formula, they win this game. I do like the ideology of, my God, Trayvon Diggs traveling and following Justin Jefferson, who is their premier wide receiver. Adam Thielen, he's still no one to sleep on, but I do like the ideology of that. Now, here's where it get compromisable at. And when you're traveling, you got to have your other guys being disciplined enough to not overtake and try to play hero ball. They got to stick to their alignment and assignment, stick to their side of the field. If they got cutback responsibility, don't abandon that, and try to play down on force when you have to stay in your spot. So those are things that you have to be mindful of. And also that particular offense of guy, he knows how to create space. He was the guy that was on that team for last year for the L.A. Rams, the coach there. I forgot his name at the tip of my tongue. But you got to be mindful of that. The principle still should be stop the run, though. You got to stop the run in order for this game to be the way you want it to be. You want the Vikings to throw the ball everywhere. You want the Vikings to be that team to say they got to throw themselves back into the league, or throw themselves to win the game. I think that the Cowboys' strength will be pass rush and also coverages. And we can't get Anthony Brown bogged down, right? So those are things that I'm looking for out of this game, especially when you're talking about that. Shout out to your job. Appreciate you again for your support. Stop the run, Swain. I know it's easier said than done, right, to say stop the run. But we got to score, and we got to score when necessary. We can't play around with our food. If it's a situation, I love even how the Colts are doing in this game. When it was time for them to punt the ball, they punt the ball. They played the field. They didn't give the opportunities for the Eagles multiple times on their side of the field. So you got to play wise football, no turnovers. I'll be preaching that to my running backs. Hey, don't fumble the ball. I would be preaching that to Dak Prescott. Don't throw into triple coverage. Protect the ball. Let's continue to find ways. Those are the keys to the victories. Paul. Those are the keys. Try to win the TOP, play the fields. I do like the ideal of my guy traveling, Justin Jefferson on Justin Jefferson. Oh, man, he hit him way before the ball was even there. Come on, dude. Man, what are you doing, man? All right, so it's a big flag down the field. That gave life and liberty for the Eagles. They had to call that one. All right, let's listen into these boys.
World famous for...
You're still on commercial break. Law, I want to hear it say it. How about them Cowboys with some passion? Yeah. You know, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. That's got to be earned. But for right now, we got to play this game. We got to get out right. This dude, he didn't even play it. He played the hands. He didn't even play the ball, 44. So they get a big chunk yard down the field. So it's now 1st and 10 on the Eagles 29. Yeah, and they moving that ball. Yeah, come on, man. I feel you. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Nah, you couldn't, Mark. You know you couldn't ignore that one. It was a 50-50 throw, but when you tackle the man before the ball get there, you got to call that one. Yep. Yep, you got to call that one. You can't even help him out with that. So it looks like the Eagles can actually score a tub. for this series just off of that bonehead play. They're gonna have to force a turnover. They're gonna have to force a takeaway, right? But that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. So that's where they at right now. He captured the edge, get out of bounds. So it's 1st and 10 right now. Yep. 2nd and 7. Hold them, Colts. I feel you, man, because this would be like a win-win for us, man, if the Colts can hold it down and we fool around and get up there. You know, Dallas goes up by 2 scores at Choctaw. Montana, appreciate you, man, so much for your love and your adulation for this nation. Let's go.
Serious business, and as an official partner of the
I'm waiting to hear from Mike McCarthy so we can get things going. That's what we're waiting on from here. Good delay run. 2nd and 7, right? Where we at? 3rd and 4 right now, okay. How y'all feeling so much, man? How y'all feeling about this upcoming game? And D-Law is activated. So if D-Law can just figure out a way to create some pressure, figure out a way to get some things going, it would be phenomenal for me, for him to stop the run and et cetera. You know, let's see.
Cowboys. You call it Miller time.
Y'all feeling great? Shout out to you, Stephen White. Feeling good, feeling great. They got Jeff Saturday. He's in the ring of honor, and he's coaching. Winning by 10, I feel you, man. Get those likes up, I feel you. Yep.
Still to come, Jerry Jones.
Here we go.
Christy Scales about this particular game, but let's go to U.S. Bank Stadium right now in Minnesota, where Brad Sham, voice of the Cowboys, is standing by with head coach Mike McCarthy.
Fellas, thanks very much. We were just talking about the weather, Mike McCarthy, and you're a Pittsburgh boy with 13 years in Green Bay, lived and worked in Kansas City, but you don't turn down the Dome Stadium today, do you?
No, I'm excited to play in the Dome, and I love Dallas, Texas. I mean, it's no doubt the weather. It's a chilly one out there today, that's for sure. Worst part of the day was getting on the bus.
Exactly right. All right, I want to talk about psychology for a minute, because I really think that you are one of your strengths is knowing your team.
Right.
And I wonder how you read them. Last week was a little different kind of adversity than you've had throughout the year. How do you read them after the week?
Well, I think just like anything, you always look for, indicators of response, and I thought they responded well, as far as their workload capacity and efficiency this week. Obviously, we have, today in a quick turnaround, for Thursday, so there, some things, the schedule is a little different is the point I'm trying to make, and so I thought they handled that very well. But the focus is tight. I think the fact that, our last opportunity, we felt like we let one get away, and we really understand that this opportunity is going to be a hell of a ball game. I mean, we're excited.
Send it to my Gmail.
We're excited to play these guys. Obviously,
make it the post game.
We know what the record is in the production that they've put on film, but we feel like when we play our game, complimentary football, we came up here to win. So I think the prep has been
Appreciate
good. I like the look of our team.
I want to make sure that I ask this the right way. I'm led to understand that your players fairly early in the week made sure that they got together to review some of the things among themselves that happened that contributed to last week. Can you say any more about that?
I think really, Brad, I think it's more the normal process of how they operate. I think you're just like anything. The longer you're into this season,
run the ball.
The more things the outside world is able to find out about the inner workings. This is a locker room that is high in communication, high in interaction. So that's no different this week. But yeah, definitely, there definitely may have been a few more conversations than normal, which is healthy. I think that's all part of the challenge of every season and the part of the growth that you need, and you need some conflict and things like that. So I think it's all been very healthy for the team.
Unusual circumstance today from the draft 3
That's
years
a big
ago.
stop
3
by the Eagles right there.
first-round
By the
receivers
Colts.
are on the field, as it turns out. And you had the opportunity to take either C.D. Lamb or Jefferson. You liked C.D. Lamb. I mean, this is pretty unusual. How do you think their careers are unfolding?
Oh, I think they're both off to great starts in their career. They're both dynamic. They can play inside and outside. Obviously, CD has the return element, also the ability to play out of the backfield. So I think you're seeing two fine, excellent receivers on display today.
One other guy on your team I'd like you to talk about, because no one ever does, and when they do, it's usually not real complimentary, especially in the fan base. But you didn't have Anthony Brown in the second half last week, and he's played pretty well for you for a couple of years. What does having him back mean?
When I think of Anthony, I think of consistency. He's an old school type pro. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he's the same guy every day. Very sound in everything he does. And obviously his ability to play the vertical game is a huge strength of his. So just having his consistency back will be awesome.
All right, appreciate it. Enjoy the day.
All right, good seeing you, Brad. Thank
you too, Mike, and fellas, back to you.
Thank you, Brad Sham. Today's Coach's Corner brought to you by Ford. Ford is the best in Texas. And Lincoln, the official luxury vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys. True luxury that transports you to experience the power of sanctuary for yourself and see the full Lincoln lineup. Head to your local Lincoln retailer or visit Lincoln.com.
Yeah, they got their first down by stupidity on the Colts, man. They supposed to crash in there. But, it's first and second and goal now. It appears that the Eagles, if they score, they can put a lot of pressure on the Colts, man. But shout out to Coach Mike McCarthy. For those who tuning in for the first time, my name is Law Nation. That'll be the end of this pregame talk, and then we're going to open it back up for the real play-by-play analysis. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Thank those who supported this channel. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. DC for life. Salute. We'll be right back. Less than 15 minutes.